Hi, my name is Kaylee Boehm. I'm a professional psychic, and today I want to share with you how you can determine and discern between a message coming to you as intuition from the divine, from your higher self, or if it is simply an intrusive thought from your mind. So, the first tip is to determine whether or not you feel a deep sense of peace or if you feel a large sense of dysregulation or anxiety. Of course, sometimes when messages come through to us, they can feel intense in nature. It can make our heart race and feel like a rush of energy or very intense. But that isn't necessarily a feeling of ongoing underlying anxiety. I want to give you an example. I've had many clients over the years tell me that they knew something, they had a message come through to them, even an intense message like they knew a death was coming in their family, or a loved one near and dear to them was coming, even if it wasn't kind of on the books for that person, even if they weren't ill. And just having this knowingness that, oh, they're going to die, but it being accompanied with a deep sense of peace rather than anxiety. So you can imagine that if that's probably the most intense prompting or premonition you can receive, if that's accompanied with deep peace, then we should essentially be able to adequately and appropriately discern whether a message is coming through and it brings us peace or if it brings us anxiety. A qualifier for that is sometimes a message comes through, but we still need to allow for linear time. So there are instances where you can work with your higher self, work with your intuition and say, okay, I don't necessarily feel deep peace with this message that's coming through, but I'm just going to hold on to it and allow for some more time to come and present itself to you. And, that's great to take time. You deserve to take time when a message comes through. If it's not a full send yes with deep peace, then allow for linear time. The second tip is to ask for signs, specifically patterns from the universe. So oftentimes when we receive a message, we can then respond to the universe by saying, give me some signs. And I know that, people are familiar with receiving signs and confirmations after they have an intuition come through. But I want to specify that you want to ask for patterns. You want to ask for multiple signs in a certain sequence, and then even ask for a pattern of peace over time. So you are allowed to take linear time to process whatever is coming through to you. And the third and final tip is actually a practice that I love to teach my clients and utilize myself. So if you have an intuition or a thought come to you, or even a decision to make, you can sit, relax, and center and ground, whatever you need to do to fully relax and quiet the mind. And then I like to place a hand over my heart, and I like to speak into my heart, into my body, the decision that I'm going to make or whatever prompting I'm receiving. And I want to state it in an affirmation and statement orientation. I want to say, for instance, I am moving to this place, and state the place that you're moving, or I am taking this job. I am marrying this person. Hopefully, well, if you're marrying someone, hopefully you don't have to ask that question, but I am, and then whatever the statement or intuition is. And then what you do is you set it and forget it. You state it, and then you sit in that statement, you sit in that affirmation, and then you go about a 24-hour period. And you essentially feel into that day. How did you feel that day? Did you feel dysregulated, anxious, frenetic in energy? Did you feel tight and stressed? And if you did, then what you would do is you would sit back down and you would place your hand over your heart and you would say essentially the opposite. You would say, I'm not moving to this place. I'm open to a new place to present itself, or I'm staying where I am, and so on and so forth. And then you would go a 24-hour period and you would see how you felt. Our bodies know. Our nervous system is wired to connect to our energy field, and our energy field is divinely connected to our spirit, our higher self. So asking your body to communicate that to you is a really, really powerful gift of discernment. I hope this information finds you well, and I hope this is helpful for you to discern and determine between your intuition and intrusive thoughts of the mind. Many blessings to you.